So children, yesterday I have completed your concept of cost. Today I am going to start with your cost only. So we will study the concept of cost under two heading. First is behavior of cost in the short run, and second is behavior of cost in the long run. Is it clear to all of you? So now write down, after the concept of cost, write down the next heading, behavior of cost in the short run. Okay, behavior of cost in the short run, that you people have to write. So write down the heading, main heading, behavior of cost in the short run. Okay, now under this you write behavior of cost in the short run. Please write down now. As you know that a short run is a time period where there are two factors. What are the two factors? Fixed factors and variable factors. Okay, so that we know that there are two factors, fixed factor and variable factor. Which factor is actually variable, which keeps on, which factor a producer changes? Variable factor. Which factor producer cannot change? Fixed factor, like machines, building, land. A producer cannot change in short run. I am talking about short run, not long run. Long run, everything producer can change. Now, in short run, you know, short run is a time period where the factors of production are of two type. One factor of some of the factors of production are variable while others are fixed. What is variable factor? The factor which changes with the change in the level of output. That is called variable factor. What is fixed factor? The factor which does not change with the change in output. It does not change. That factor remains same. Is it clear? So that you people know that there are two kinds of the factor. Obviously, then there will be two kinds of the cost. One cost which is incurred on fixed factor called fixed cost. One cost which is incurred on variable factor is called which cost? Variable cost. Since we know that there are two kinds of the factors in short run, that is fixed factor and variable factor. That is why in short run we have two types of the cost, that is called fixed cost and variable cost. Is it clear? Okay. So what do you mean by fixed cost? Fixed cost is the cost which is incurred on the fixed factors of production. It's called fixed cost. What is variable cost? The cost which is incurred on the variable factors of production. Okay, but these two concepts you need to understand. These are the concept of cost in short run. What are the concept of cost in short run? Fixed cost and variable cost. Okay, apart from this, there are three types of cost: average cost, total cost, marginal cost. Is it clear? Okay, so since we have two cost, fixed cost and variable cost, so if we'll start with the total cost, then total cost will be of two types: total fixed cost, total variable cost. Okay, total cost will be of two types because I told you that in short run, factors are two, that is fixed factor and variable factor. So concept of cost are two, that is fixed cost and variable cost. And if you'll go in detail of the types of the cost, then there are three types of the cost: total cost, average cost, and marginal cost. So, marginal cost is the additional cost, addition made to the total cost. But when you talk about total cost and average cost, then total cost will be of two types: total fixed cost, total variable cost. Average cost will be of two types: average fixed cost and average variable cost. Is it clear? Because in short run we have fixed cost and variable cost. So what is total cost? What do you mean by total cost? The total amount incurred by a firm in producing a given quantity of a commodity is called total cost. What is total variable cost? The total amount of cost incurred by a firm on the variable factor is called total variable cost. What is total fixed cost? The total amount of cost incurred by the firm on the fixed factor is called total fixed cost. And that's why I told you that to understand this chapter, you need to understand chapter number 7. Because in chapter number 7, we have studied average product, total product, and marginal product. Similarly, in cost, we'll study average cost, total cost, marginal cost. Is it clear? And about total cost, I told you 3 concepts of total cost you have to study. One is the total cost itself. Second is the total fixed cost. Third is the total variable cost. Okay, and I gave you the meaning of total cost. The total amount of cost incurred by the firm in producing a given quantity of commodity is called total cost. And total cost will study under 2 heading, total fixed cost and total variable cost. Both the meaning I told you. Similarly, what is average? What is the keyword term for the average? I told you. What is the meaning of average product? Per unit. Okay, per unit of the product. तो एवरेज के साथ जो वर्ड होता है पर यूनिट, हमेशा याद रखना पर यूनिट इज द की वर्ड ऑफ एवरेज. जैसे कि अगर मार्जिनल यूटिलिटी है तो एडिशनल यूटिलिटी, मार्जिनल प्रोडक्ट है तो एडिशनल प्रोडक्ट, मार्जिनल कॉस्ट है तो एडिशनल कॉस्ट. मार्जिनल के साथ एडिशनल वर्ड हमेशा अटैच्ड होता है. उसी तरह एवरेज के साथ पर यूनिट हमेशा अटैच्ड होता है. एवरेज का मतलब होता है, एवरेज प्रोडक्ट का मतलब होता है द पर यूनिट मीन्स सिंगल प्रोडक्ट. एवरेज कॉस्ट का मतलब होता है कॉस्ट इनकर्ड ऑन पर यूनिट ऑफ कमोडिटी. मतलब एक कमोडिटी को प्रोड्यूस करने में कितना कॉस्ट लगा उसको एवरेज कॉस्ट कहते हैं. तो हमेशा एवरेज के साथ पर यूनिट हमेशा अटैच्ड होता है. सो व्हाट यू मीन बाय एवरेज कॉस्ट? एवरेज कॉस्ट इज नथिंग बट the cost incurred by the firm in producing per unit of output. मतलब फर्म ने कॉस्ट लगाया, एक यूनिट को प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए कितना कॉस्ट लगाया उसको बोलते हैं एवरेज कॉस्ट. अब एवरेज फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट हो गया, तो एवरेज फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट की मीनिंग क्या होगी? द कॉस्ट इनकर्ड बाय द फर्म इन प्रोड्यूसिंग अ पर यूनिट ऑफ फिक्स्ड फैक्टर. What is average variable cost? The cost incurred by the firm in producing a per unit of variable factor is called average variable cost. Okay. So total cost will study under 3 heading: total cost, total fixed cost, total variable cost. Average cost will study under 3 heading: average cost, average fixed cost, average variable cost. And marginal cost is nothing but addition to the total cost. तो marginal cost की कोई types हम लोग नहीं पढ़ते. And marginal cost means the cost incurred by, the additional cost incurred by the firm in producing additional unit of a commodity is called what cost? Marginal cost. क्योंकि मार्जिनल के साथ हमेशा एडिशनल होता है, एवरेज के साथ हमेशा पर यूनिट होता है. ये आपको. सो आई हैव जस्ट नाउ टुडे आई हैव जस्ट gave you a simple idea that what we are going to study in the behavior of cost in short run. So we are going to study behavior of cost in short run. This, that in short run, since there are 2 factors, fixed factor and variable factor, so there are 2 costs, fixed cost and variable cost. So whatever concept of cost we will study in short run, we will study under 2 heading, that is fixed cost and variable cost. अब जैसे पहला टाइप ऑफ कॉस्ट हो गया टोटल कॉस्ट, तो हम लोग टोटल कॉस्ट पढ़ेंगे, टोटल फिक्स कॉस्ट पढ़ेंगे, टोटल वेरिएबल कॉस्ट पढ़ेंगे. दूसरा हो गया एवरेज कॉस्ट, तो हम लोग एवरेज कॉस्ट पढ़ेंगे, एवरेज वेरिएबल कॉस्ट पढ़ेंगे, एवरेज फिक्स कॉस्ट पढ़ेंगे. फिर लास्ट में हम लोग पढ़ेंगे मार्जिनल कॉस्ट. एंड ऑल दीज कंसेप्ट वी विल स्टडी विद द हेल्प ऑफ शेड्यूल एंड डायग्राम. And there are numerical questions are also there based on this. And they may ask you the relationship between anything. The relationship between total cost, total fixed cost, total variable cost. The relationship between average cost and marginal cost. The relationship between average cost, total cost and marginal cost. This kind of the questions they will ask with the help of schedule or diagram. So everything we are going to study. So in the behavior of cost in short run, we are going to study all these things. Okay, so today I gave you a brief idea of what we are going to study in the behavior of cost in the short run. Okay, see this video properly and just remember it, and tomorrow when I will start with the help of schedule and diagram everything, then you people must have a clear concept about average product, मार्जिनल प्रोडक्ट एंड टोटल प्रोडक्ट. इन तीनों का कंसेप्ट जो मैंने क्लास चैप्टर 7 में पढ़ाया है, और रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन एवरेज प्रोडक्ट एंड मार्जिनल प्रोडक्ट, रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन टोटल प्रोडक्ट एंड मार्जिनल प्रोडक्ट, ये सारी चीजें आपको आज पढ़नी पड़ेंगी. यू हैव टू स्टडी ऑल दिस, चैप्टर नंबर 7, स्पेशली द टाइप ऑफ प्रोडक्ट and the relationship between them. Please study, please keep it in your mind. Then tomorrow I'm going to start all these concepts which I told you with the help of the schedule and diagram. So for today only this much. Thank you, children.